So, good morning, one and all. So, in the last class, we have studied about the spectrum of amplitude modulation. Now, the three important components of the spectrum are upper sideband, USB, lower sideband, LSB, and a carrier component at FC. So, upper sideband is from FC to FC plus W. Lower sideband is from FC minus W to FC. Now we have a carrier component at FC. One more important thing about this spectrum is, these two sidebands contain identical information. So these two sidebands, upper sideband and lower sideband, contain same information, whereas this carrier at FC does not contain any information. So the important thing is this carrier does not convey any information. So the entire information is in two sidebands, USB as well as LSB, and they also contain same information. So this is very important. So this is the definition of passband signal. So what is the passband signal? So it is called passband signal. Now it has a frequency centered around carrier frequency. Okay. So usually if you modulate a signal, I told you already, a baseband signal will become passband signal, whose frequency is centered around carrier frequency FC. Now one more important thing is, after modulation, so the baseband signal will be translated to passband signal. So this is nothing but frequency translation. So we have seen an example where, we have taken a spectrum that is centered around 0, and after modulation, so it is shifted to what frequency? The carrier frequency FC. Now, so let us move on to another topic, that is power calculations in AM. So first of all, this is the AM equation. S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi FCT plus AC Ka M of t cos 2 pi FCT, where Ka is known as amplitude sensitivity, so which is a constant. Now, so power of AC cos 2 pi FCT is AC square by 2. So this is a generalized formula of power of any sinusoidal signal. So how to find power of any sinusoidal signal? So its amplitude. Here what is the amplitude of this AC cos 2 pi FCT? AC. So that amplitude square by 2. So please remember, so the power of any sinusoidal signal is its amplitude square by 2. So here AC is the amplitude of the signal, so that's why the power of the signal is AC square by 2. Now, so consider this term. What is term? AC Ka M of t cos 2 pi FCT. Now it is also a sinusoidal signal with amplitude AC into Ka. AC into Ka into M of t. Now, so this is simply an assumption. So because M of t is varied at much slower rate than C of t. Why? Because so the frequency of the carrier is much more than frequency of message signal. That's why so the carrier signal varies much faster rate than the message signal. So that's why what I am assuming here is, so cos 2 pi FCT is a sinusoidal signal with amplitude AC Ka M of t. AC K M of t is the amplitude of the signal. Okay. So what is the instantaneous power of this signal is AC square Ka square M of t whole square by 2. So this is the instantaneous power of this term. What term? AC Ka M of t cos 2 pi FCT. Now, so let us find the average power of this term. Now to find average power, we take expectation. Okay. Now, so expectation of AC square Ka square M of t whole square equal to, so in this term expectation, so these three are constants. So these three are constants. So the only term which is not constant is m of t whole square. So that's why we take expectation only to the term m of t whole square. So of s square k square expectation of m of t whole square. Now, so you might have studied these things in a probability course where so expectation of m of t whole square is nothing but power. So expectation of any signal whole square is nothing but its power. So let us call Pm is the power of message signal m of t. Okay. So let me go back point to point. So consider a signal AC Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct. So I am assuming this has a sinusoidal signal with amplitude AC K m of t. Why? Because how can I assume like that? Just because here m of t is varying very slowly compared to the cos 2 pi fct. Okay. So it is changing very fastly compared to m of t. Now you can say this is a sinusoidal signal with amplitude AC K m of t. Now the instantaneous power of that signal will be so 1 by 2 AC square K square m of t whole square. Now this is instantaneous power. So let us calculate average power, that is nothing but taking the expectation to the whole term. Now in this term m of t is the only thing that is varying. So rest are constant. So that's why we can keep outside the expectation. Now finally I am calling P of m as a power of m of t. So that is simple notation. So the average power finally becomes of 1 by 2 AC square K square. Now this term is called as Pm. I have written here. So this is Pm. Now finally this is the average power of our signal. Now so what is total power? Now so in this we have to find out the power of S of t. So that is nothing but power of this signal plus power of this signal. Now power of this signal is what? AC square by 2. Power of this term is what? Just now we have derived of S square K square Pm. Now the power of S of t, that is called Pt. Here Pt means transmitted power. T transmission. Okay. So Pt means transmission power, that equal to AC square by 2 plus 1 by 2 AC square K square into Pm. Here what is Pm? It is the expectation of m of t whole square. So that is nothing but power of m of t. Now, so let us go to another very important parameter of the communication system, that is power efficiency, usually denoted with eta. Now it is defined like this. What is eta? Eta equal to useful power by total power. Useful power by total power. But what is the useful power? That is power in sidebands by total power. Why? So power in sidebands is useful power. I told you just now. So in the AM we have three components. In the AM spectrum there are three components, 2 sidebands and 1 carrier. So a carrier does not convey any information. Otherwise the simple carrier does not carry any useful information. So whatever is the useful information, it lies in the sidebands only. So that's why the useful power is nothing but power in sidebands. So by total power. So here the reason is because the pure carrier does not convey any information. So whatever is the information, that is in the sidebands only. So the pure carrier component at Fc does not convey any useful information. Okay. So this is very important thing about AM. Okay, so we'll discuss this later. Now let us go back to this. Now so you can simply say that so this is a carrier, these are sidebands. Okay. Now because if you take Fourier transform, what do you get here? AC by 2 del of f plus fc plus del of f minus fc. So here what do you get if you take Fourier transform? You get two sidebands. So AC Ka by 2 m of f minus fc plus m of f plus fc. Now I can say, so the power of this term is nothing but power in sidebands. So but the power of this term is power of pure carrier. Okay, I can say, so this power is power in sidebands. So this power is power in carriers. Now this is total power, means so the carrier power plus power in sidebands. Okay, so let me repeat. So if you look at this term very carefully, so in the last class we have seen, so if you take the Fourier transform for this term, you get AC by 2 del of f plus fc plus del of f minus fc here for this term, and for this term what do you get? AC Ka by 2 m of f minus fc plus m of f plus fc. Now here, so these term corresponds to two sidebands, upper sideband and lower sideband, whereas this corresponds to a carrier component at fc. Now power of this nothing but power of the pure carrier. So power of this term is nothing but power in the sidebands. Now so the power of carrier is AC square by 2. Now the power of sidebands, so that is also equal to average power, that equal to 1 by 2 AC square Ka square Pm. Now what is the total transmitted power? PT. It is nothing but total transmitted power. So this is AC square by 2 plus 1 by 2 AC square Ka square Pm. Now, so useful power is nothing but power in sidebands, that is nothing but 1 by 2 AC square Ka square Pm by total power. So what total power? AC square by 2 plus 1 by 2 AC square Ka square Pm. Okay. Now the denominator is nothing but PT. So the denominator is nothing but PT. So we have just now seen what is PT is equal to. Now if you take the simplification of this equation, what happens? What is the common in the numerator and denominator? The common things are AC square by 2, correct? If you cancel AC square by 2, you are left out with Ka square Pm by 1 plus Ka square Pm. Now this is the power efficiency of AM signal. Now, so let us go to the power calculations for sinusoidal message signal. Now this is power efficiency of any arbitrary message signal. Here I did not mention what is m of t, it can be anything. So but here, so let us see what is the power efficiency if m of t is a sinusoidal signal. So I think we have done similar calculations in case of spectrum also. So we have studied spectrum for any general message signal, and later we have studied spectrum for sinusoidal message signal, isn't it? In the same way, so we study everything for in general, later we study those concepts for a sinusoidal message signal. Now, so this is S of t, the transmitted AM signal or modulated signal in case of sinusoidal message signal. We have derived this in the last class. So S of t equal to AC cos 2 pi FCT plus AC by 2 cos 2 pi FC plus FMT plus AC by 2 cos 2 pi FC minus FMT. So we have drawn the spectrum for the signal also in the last class. Now, so here what is the power in the carrier? Obviously AC square by 2. So since S of t contains 3 cos functions, now here things becomes very easy. Okay, so that is the power in the carrier, that equal to AC square by 2. This is a carrier term, pure carrier. So power of AC cos 2 pi FCT is AC square by 2. Now, so what is the power in the lower sideband? So what is the lower sideband? This term, AC mu by 2 cos 2 pi FC minus FMT. So that is a lower sideband term. Now what is the power of this term? I told you just now. So to calculate power of any sinusoidal signal, what do? You take the amplitude whole square by 2. Okay. Here what is the amplitude of this term? AC mu by 2 whole square by 2. So AC mu by 2 whole square by 2. What do you get? AC square mu square by 8. You can do some calculations here. This is what the power in the lower sideband or LSB. Okay. So I hope you are understanding this. This whole square by 2. So what is this whole square? AC square mu square by 4 by 2. So AC square mu square by 8. I hope you are okay with this. So next, so what is the power in the USB? What is the term that is USB? This term. So what is power? Power is same, that is AC square mu square by 8, because both these two terms are having same amplitude, that is AC mu by 2. Now, so what is the total transmitted power? So we are transmitting a carrier, correct, plus we are transmitting an upper sideband and a lower sideband. So this is what we are transmitting. In the spectrum you have seen in the last class, it has got three components: carrier, upper sideband and lower sideband. So the total transmitted power PT equal to PC plus, PC stands for what? Power in carrier, pure carrier. PUSB stands for power in upper sideband. PLSB stands for power in lower sideband. Okay. Now that is what you are transmitting in total. Okay. So that equal to PT equal to what is PC? AC square by 2 plus AC mu square by 8, AC square mu square by 8 plus AC square mu square by 8. So if you calculate this, you will get like this. So finally, so this is what your total transmitted power, that is AC square by 2 bracket 1 plus mu square by 2. What is that? So AC square by 2 1 plus mu square by 2. But what is AC square by 2? That is what? PC, power in the carrier. So here in place of AC square by 2 I am writing PC. PC is what? The power in the carrier, that is AC square by 2. Now finally the total transmitted power equal to PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. Here what is mu? Modulation index. Typically it is between 0 and 1. Okay. So what is power in sidebands? We have two sidebands. So power in sidebands equal to sum of power in USB and LSB. So power in USB plus power in LSB is nothing but power in two sidebands. So what is that? How much is that? So power in sidebands equal to power in LSB plus power in USB. So they got same power. Just now we have calculated. How much is that? AC square mu square by 8. So this equal to AC square mu square by 4. This equal to what is AC square by 2? PC. PC mu square by 2. So we have got two powers as of now. Power in sidebands equal to PC into mu square by 2. So total power equal to how much you got? PC 1 plus mu square by 2. Now what is the power efficiency? We have derived just now. What is that? So useful power by total power. What is the useful power? Power in sidebands by total power. So that is nothing but power in sidebands by total power. So we have derived what is the power in sidebands and what is the total power just now. So substitute these values in this expression. What do you get? So power in sidebands is how much? PC into mu square by 2. That is the numerator of this term. So what is total power? PC into 1 plus mu square by 2. If you solve this, what do you get? So PC cancels in the numerator and in the denominator. You are left with what do you get? That is mu square by 2 plus mu square. This is what the power efficiency of what? If message signal is sinusoidal signal or single tone AM. Please remember. So this is only for message which is sinusoidal. This is not in general power efficiency. So in general power efficiency we have seen just now. So this is a power efficiency in general. Here PM is what? Power of message signal. So here what is message signal? It can be any arbitrary. It can be any arbitrary message. Okay. Okay. So this is the power efficiency of a sinusoidal message signal. So you can write this as 1 minus 2 by 2 plus mu square. So these are some simplifications. Finally what happens? So if mu increases, eta also increases. What is mu? Modulation index. With a, if you increase the modulation index, eta increases. What is eta? Power efficiency. Okay. Now So what is the maximum value of mu? Just now in the last class I told you mu always lies between 0 and 1. Okay, so maximum value of mu is 1. If it is so, substitute mu equal to 1 in this expression. How much you get? Eta equal to mu equal to 1 means 1 square, that is 1 by 2 plus 1 square, that is nothing but 1 by 1 plus 2, that equal to 1 by 3. So the maximum power efficiency is how much? 1 by 3, that equal to how much? 33%. In the percentage it is 33 and it is 1 by 3. Okay, so for mu equal to 1 you get maximum power efficiency, that is 33%, 33.33% only. Now this is very important, poor power efficiency, because 67% of the power is wasted. Okay, what do you mean by this 1 by 3, 1 by 3rd? What do you mean by that? Suppose eta equal to 1 by 3. What happens? So useful power by total power equal to 1 by 3. What do you mean by that? So total power equal to, what do you mean by that? Useful power by total power equal to 1/3. So 1/3 means only 33% of the power is useful and remaining 67% is being wasted. Okay, that's why it has got poor power efficiency. So this is very important statement to make. So power efficiency is very poor because, so suppose if you transmit 100 watts, so 33 watts are being useful and remaining 16 watts are wasted. Okay, you are wasting more power. Now this is a box which is very important. So eta max equal to 1/3 for 33%, for mu equal to 1 for sinusoidal signals only. Okay, but so eta is maximum 1 by 2, that is 50% for any general message signal. Please remember this. So the maximum power efficiency for any sinusoidal message signal is only 1/3 or 33.33%. But you can go up to 50% if you change the message signals. So for any message signal, power efficiency is maximum of 50%. You cannot get beyond this. Maximum power efficiency for any kind of message signal is 50%. But if you use sinusoidal message signal, the power efficiency is still low. How much is that? Only 33.33%. So this box is very important. So please make a note of this. Okay, so here we have calculated all these power efficiencies for what signal? Sinusoidal message signal. So that's why you got 33%. It is correct. But if you change the message signal to any other type, you will get maximum of only 1 by 2, not more than that. You take any signal, you won't get more than 50%. That is also true. Okay, so in any way it is got poor power efficiency. Okay, so if you use any message signal, 50% is wasted, 50% is useful, 50% is wasted. But if you use sinusoidal message signal, what is happening? So 33.33% is useful, remaining 67% is wasted. Okay, so that is the logic. So I have not done for any general message signal, but if you do, you will get maximum of only 1 by 2, not more than this. Okay, so that is very important. Now, so what is the reason? So can you tell me what is the reason for having very low power efficiency in this case of AM? I told you just now. So in AM spectrum we have three things: upper sideband, lower sideband and carrier. Here, so we have a upper sideband, we have a lower sideband and we have a carrier. So we are transmitting these three. Okay, now so I told you just now, this upper sideband, lower sideband contain identical information, but this carrier does not contain any information. So we are just transmitting just like that without any information. So why power efficiency is very poor means, so the components that contain information are having very less amplitude. You can see here AC mu by 4, AC mu by 4, they are having less amplitude compared to that carrier term. Okay, now actually USB LSB carries information, but their amplitude is less, whereas this carrier does not this carrier will not have any information, but it has got more amplitude. So in other words, so the signal which is not having any information is using more power or more amplitude compared to the signals that are using some information. So that's why power is wasted. Did you get it or not? Okay, you can clearly see here. So this carrier has no information, but it is using more amplitude, whereas these two have got some information, but they are using less amplitude. So that's why we got very poor power efficiency. Now, so how to overcome this problem of power efficiency? So what is the reason for having poor power efficiency? The carrier term at Fc, the pure carrier term at Fc. So that is not conveying any information, and not only that, it is consuming more power. So that's why we are getting very poor or very low power efficiency. So the culprit is a carrier term at Fc. Okay. Now you can improve the power efficiency by removing that carrier term at Fc. So you can remove that, because anyway it is not having any useful information, and not only that, so it is also wasting our power. So if you remove that carrier term, you may get some better power efficiency. So that is the solution to improve the power efficiency. What is solution? So just remove the carrier term that is at Fc. You can remove because it is not having any information that is useful to us. Okay. So by removing that carrier, you can improve the power efficiency of your AM systems.